Hi, I'm Nolan Finley of the Detroit News, and you're watching my week's live coverage of the Mackinac Policy Conference. I'm joined now by Heidi Washington, Director of the Michigan Department of Corrections. And Heidi, you and I spoke last week about why you're up here on the island and what your agenda is. In fact, I wrote a column about it in today's Detroit News. You're up here trying to tell employers and inform employers about the returning citizen training programs that you've got going and the potential workers that are available to them, folks being paroled from prison after having finished their sentences. How's it going up here?
Well, actually, it's going very well.
People receptive to that message?
Yes, people have been very receptive, and I've been very encouraged by the positive comments. And this has been an opportunity for me to spread our story and to reach out to the business community and to make new contacts, and that's exactly what I've been doing for the past few days.
There's apprehension on employers' parts. You say, we're going to bring in a person and put him to work in our plant, and they have a criminal background.
Right.
But when I was out to the Detroit Training Center last week, looking at some of the programs you've got going on and some of the people in there, these folks were really excited about training for these new jobs and talking about the opportunity it presents for them to change their lives, to support themselves and their family. That's an essential piece of successfully re-entering society, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. So we believe employment and education are the keys to success, and they are for us. So why would we expect that for our offenders anything less would be necessary? So the fact that they have an opportunity to get a job that they can actually sustain themselves and their family on, that brings them a lot of hope and encouragement. And they know it's a second chance, and they're making good employees. And if you talk to employers who we're working with, they'll tell you that very thing.
In fact, I talked to a couple of the folks who have brought in recent prison folks who were released from prison, and they say they're among their most loyal and dedicated employees in terms of job performance and attendance. The track record has been good so far in placing these folks and keeping them on the job?
Yes, we've only been, for the vocational village, we've been in operation for a year. So we now are getting to the point where we have more prisoners that are leaving. And our goal is that they'll get a job before they leave, but that doesn't happen every time. But we have employers coming in and doing job interviews right at the facility, and we are having good success. Nobody who has paroled from the vocational village has returned yet.
So what sort of jobs are you training workers for?
Well, we're training them in the skilled trades, and in fact, the very thing that is part of the message here. And it's to fill those jobs that are going unfilled. So CNC machining, welding, auto mechanics, plumbing and electrical, carpentry, and we have virtual welding too. And that's a fascinating program, and the prisoners learn on both the virtual welder, which helps them a great deal with their accuracy, and then they also go into the real welding lab, and they do both things.
So these aren't minimum wage jobs. I mean, these are well-paid jobs. Folks can support themselves with them. When I was out to the training center the other day, they were teaching the class to tear down buildings, do blight removal, asbestos removal, site remediation, and they were working under a contract with the city, with the contractors the city has hired to do blight remediation. And so these contractors were being encouraged to hire these people, and these jobs were paying $16, $17, $20 an hour, and not much demand for the jobs. They were having a hard time recruiting people. Right.
And they are getting out and making those kinds of wages. And so it's very encouraging. But, we need to do more of it. And we have our second vocational village getting ready to open.
So when do you start?
This summer.
At which phase of their sentence do you start the training?
Well, they go through this program in the last 18 months of their sentence so that their skills are sharp, so that they can will be able to, retain what they've just learned and go immediately and apply it in the real world.
So up until that point, what sort of education are they getting while they're behind bars?
Well, we have a variety of educational programs, and in fact, Michigan is a leader in education in this country, being the recipient of 1,500 Pell Grants. So we have college programming going on at a number of our institutions, and in the vocational village, we have our Calvin College initiative, where Calvin College is also teaching programs there.
So what's the impact on recidivism?
Well, we don't yet have the numbers on how people who went through the vocational village will impact that, but our recidivism rate is 29.8% right now, which is among the lowest in the nation. We're in the top 10. We're very proud of that because not too many years ago we were at 50%. And so it's through programs like the vocational village and our education programs and the RAP program that we have going on in Detroit with the Wayne County Bench. It's through all of those initiatives that we're able to bring our recidivism rate down.
You release about 7,000 to 8,000 prisoners a year. What percentage of them are getting job training?
Well, it depends on what they're assessed for when they come in. So we do an assessment on every prisoner and determine if they, what their need is and what they have an aptitude for. And so in Michigan, you have to have a GED in order to parole. So that's got to be the first priority. They have to have that before they can go into a skilled trades training program. And so, it's right now at the two vocational villages, we'll have about 400 only that will be in that program at any given time. And then we have a number of other vocational programs throughout the department. So, with several hundred, people, maybe a couple thousand enrolled.
As you talk to employers up here, what are their concerns?
I think prison is a foreign place, to most people. Nobody really knows what goes on there, and that's part of the approach that we are taking to help alleviate the anxiety. So I think that their concern is for the type of training, is this the real deal? And that's why I've invited them to come to the facility and check it out for themselves. So anytime we have any employer that wants to come in and see what we're doing, we welcome that.
So you have some inmates who are coming right out of prison and starting their jobs immediately. They've already been hired before they're released.
Yes, we have job interviews going on right at the prison, and that's very exciting.
Okay. Heidi Washington, thanks for joining us, and good luck with this program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.